Here's an old TV from the 80s. I turn it on and it has a rolling screen. Usually these TVs, you can adjust them so the rolling stops. This would be the button or the knob you turn. It's not really working out. If anything, it just made it worse. I realized with this TV, it's best to just let it do this. After about 5 minutes, it usually stops. It's going to start going slower and slower until it stops. So you realize when it heats up, it usually goes away. I don't have it on an actual channel for the copyright content won't be on. You see? There it goes. Now it will stay steady, and eventually it won't be as blurry. It'll clear up after a while. Nope, it's going to go a little more. But usually 5-10 minutes it stops. This is a 1983 TV. See it? It's got some knobs underneath here. This one turns on and off the color on, color off, so you could easily switch back and forth between the color or black and white, whatever you were used to. Can you read that if I zoom in? Now it's going super slow. It looks like it might stop, but it is still trying to move. You see it shaking so much you can't even read what it says. Let's try. Okay, I put the color back on. I did something right. I just recently hooked this TV up again so I could use it just as a basement TV. I just hooked up a new converter box just so I could run this in the basement. See, I'm gonna turn on my flash so I can show this. Okay, you see back here, it has the coaxial going into it. This was from back when it had the rabbit ears attached to it. And in the back here, it will show the date. It's from the 80s. Yep. Back then, you see it still had this panel that you could take off or you could service it. I can show underneath here this, so you can turn on and off the black and white. I gotta tap the remote to get the picture back on there because it's saying there's no signal, so it keeps shutting off. There, that's turning color back on. This right here, color brightness, you have your tint, all those controls. It was much easier back then. You didn't have to go through all your menu stuff on the remote. You could just turn these and mess with it super easily. These days, these buttons are completely useless. You got to have a converter box, which makes these two useless. Back then, you didn't need a converter box. If you had the rabbit ears, it would have been free TV. It's like these. I really don't know what the difference is in these three. It makes no difference to the picture when I'm watching it. And according to this, it used to have a remote. I don't have the remote for this. I got this free at an estate sale a few years ago. They were trying to get rid of it. No one wanted it. I liked it because it had the black and white option. I can't imagine what the remote would have looked like for this back then. It was probably a huge remote. This is the one for it now. This TV is so old I can't even program this universal to it. I've tried. There's supposed to be a code you type in for the model of TV. It doesn't seem to work. But now you can see the picture is completely steady. It just takes a while. I don't know if that's normal or not. I looked up online. These adjustments should make it stop, but this TV, it seems to be, when it heats up, it stops. You can see in the back there, it's glowing red, the tubes. And when I shut it off, it's going to make all kinds of static. You hear all that static? Thanks for watching.